The House Transportation, Mobility, and Infrastructure Committee will come to order. Would the clerk please take attendance?
Chair Shannon.
Present.
Representatives McDonald. Present. Conlon.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Here.
Hoskins.
Here.
Miller. Here. Hersberg.
Here.
Outman.
Here.
Roth.
Here.
Brock.
Present.
Kuntz.
Here.
St. Germain. Here. Mr. Chair, you have 13 members present. You do have a quorum.
I need a motion to adopt minutes from our last meeting on May 21st. Representative Hoskins makes that motion. Seeing no opposition, the minutes are adopted. Today on the agenda, we'll be voting out House Bill 5733 and 5696, and then take testimony on Senate Bills 706, 799, 716, and 501. We'll quickly take the votes before testimony. So first up, we have House Bill, House Bill 5733. So would the clerk please take the roll? Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry about it. I need a motion to report House Bill 5733 with recommendation. Representative Conlon makes that motion. Would the clerk please take a roll call vote?
On the motion to report House Bill 5733, Chair Shannon.
Yes.
Representatives McDonald.
No.
Conlon.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Hoskins.
Yes.
Miller. Yes. Hersberg.
Yes.
Outman.
Yes.
Roth.
Yes.
Brock.
Nay.
Kuntz.
Yes.
St. Germain.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 9 yeas, 2 nays, 2 pass. House Bill 5733 is reported with recommendation.
Next up is House Bill 5696. Do I have any cards to read in? Yes. Okay. I do have a card to read in first here. Stephanie Johnson, Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police, does not wish to speak, supports the bill. I need a motion to report House Bill 5696 with recommendation. Representative Kuntz makes that motion. Will the clerk please take a roll call vote?
On the motion to report House Bill 5696, Chair Shannon.
Yes.
Representatives McDonald.
Yes.
Conlon.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Hoskins.
Yes.
Miller. Pass. Hersberg.
Yes.
Outman.
Yes.
Roth.
Pass.
Bruck.
Pass.
Kuntz.
No.
St. Germain.
No.
Mr. Chair, you have 8 yeas, 2 nays, 3 pass. House Bill 5696 is reported with recommendation.
Okay. To get things started, we will be taking up Senate Bill 706 and 799. We have Renee Watson from Senator Kleinfeld's office, and David Hanser with the Michigan Department of State is here to discuss these bills. Thank you for being here today, and whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
Transportation, Mobility, and Infrastructure Committee. Thank you, Chair Shannon, and members of the House Transportation, Mobility, and Infrastructure Committee. I am grateful for the opportunity to speak on behalf of Senator Kleinfeld. Senator would be here, but she is currently in session, so I'll be speaking on these bills. First off, 706. So the Michigan Department of State no longer collects these driver responsibility fees and have not collected them since 2018. But the license reinstatement fee continues to pose challenges for drivers. SB 706 would eliminate the $125 license reinstatement fee for someone whose driving privileges were suspended due to unpaid driver responsibility fees, also known as DRF. They also, with that, it comes barriers for employment purposes. And so 799 further eliminates all mention of collecting the DRF. And together, these bills would permit MDOS to move forward with aligning statute with current department policy practices. And David is here from the department to help expand on this, and asking for him to also speak on behalf of the DRF. David?
Good morning, Chair Shannon, Majority and Minority Vice Chairs, and members of the Transportation Committee. To sum it up, essentially, Senate Bill 706 is a penalty that continues to penalize Michigan residents for legislation that was repealed back in 2018. Senate Bill 706 is a added penalty to the eliminated driver responsibility fees, as individuals are still liable and have to pay a 125 reinstatement fee. It also continues to keep record of the eliminated legislation. So the driver responsibility fees that were repealed previously remain on the person's driving record and creates obstacles for anyone who is seeking employment, because potential employers could look at that as negative on the driving record, and ultimately it is going to damage and destroy any person's ability to be able to gain employment.
Great, thank you so much. Do we have any questions on, I guess, basically these two bills, 706 and 799? Representative Kuntz.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you both. So these are fees from these are outstanding fees from when we still collected the driver responsibility fees. These are unpaid fines from years ago.
These are fees that were accumulated when a person accumulated or gained the driver responsibility fee. They remained on the record, and what we're trying to do at this point right now with these bills, 706 and 799, is to remove all entries of the driver responsibility fee and any associated fees, reinstatement fees that are due to gaining the driver responsibility fee.
So this would be, if I may follow up, this would be from 2018 and previous. These have been there, because that's when they were
Yes.
phased out?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions from committee members? Seeing none, I think, I do need to read in a card. Paul Stankiewicz from the Michigan Catholic Conference does not wish to speak, supports the bill. So I believe that we're done with you, Mr. Hanser, if that's correct. And then, Ms. Watson, you're going to be taking up or giving testimony on Senate Bill 716.
Thank you. Also before you is Senate Bill 716 for the personalized historical vehicle plates. As you know, as Michiganders, our passion for classic cars and vibrant automotive culture runs deep. From Motor City to the Woodward Dream Cruise, our respect for classic cars is paramount to our state's image. Under current Michigan statute, owners cannot personalize their historical plate. They can personalize plates, but not a personalized historical plate. Amending this bill would allow owners of certified historical vehicles to personalize historical vehicle registration plates, which have been asked of our office to consider doing. SB 716 would also place a fee of $150 every 10 years to have a personalized plate for their historical vehicle, similar to the current fees for personalization. That is all I have for testimony on historical vehicle plates. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
I don't even need to look at my questions list. Representative Roth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As I was part of this package of doing a little different, how do I ask that? Just from what I experienced working with historical cars and historical plates, just was at this historical car show in Northport over Memorial Day weekend. Is there a serious demand for this? Because just from my take,
Sure.
most of the people that do these cars are looking for the historical plate themselves, the year plate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you getting a big demand for a personalized plate for this?
Well, I have to say that I received feedback from Senator Kleinfeld, and when she attended a historical vehicle, function, she had a gentleman come up to her saying, hey, there's a group of us that would really like to see our personalized plates or our historical plates personalized, because this car means everything to us. And we have either named this car, for example, I've seen an orange Corvette named Crush. And it's just one of those things that, they take great pride in the historical vehicle, and to personalize their plate would go a long way.
I appreciate that. Is Secretary of State's office, obviously the fee covers what they need to have covered, I assume.
Right,
see
yeah,
her in the
that's what
back of
I've been
her.
told, that, enough plates have been ordered that they would have, it would kind of just break itself even. There would not be additional cost to it as of now, and as you know, they're neutral in this, so
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Any other questions from committee members? All right, thank you so much. Ms. Watson, you are out of the hot seat, so.
Thank you.
I do have a card to read in. David Hanser of Michigan Department of State does not wish to speak, is neutral on the bill. All right, last up on the agenda for today is Senate Bill 501. Today we have Jonathan Mason from Senator Camilleri's office to give testimony. So, Mr. Mason, whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair Shannon and committee members, for the opportunity to testify today. Senate Bill 501 will increase the weight limit for electric vehicle semi-trucks from 80,000 to 82,000 pounds, just like federal law does. This relatively small change will make it much easier for trucking operators to convert to electric semi-trucks. And while EV semi-truck deployment is still in its early stages, our office is very proud that Michigan's first EV semi-truck, a Kenworth T680E, was the first electric Class 8 heavy-duty truck to hit the road with CMAQ transportation in our district in Brownstown Township. Due to the weight of their batteries, EV semis are heavier than their fossil fuel power alternatives. Allowing EVs to carry an additional 2,000 pounds will make them more competitive with other vehicles and will also make Michigan statute consistent with federal law. In Michigan, this same exact weight limit change was already extended to natural gas-powered semi-trucks in 2017, and there's no reason why electric vehicles shouldn't be afforded the same standard. As we work to make our transportation system less carbon intensive, it's obvious that trucking needs to be a serious focus, and we see electric trucks as an obvious solution to that problem, especially for short-haul trucking operators in areas like downriver in southeast Michigan, where the routes are less long and more standardized. Our office has worked closely with MDOT to make sure that this bill mirrors federal law. Overall, we see this as a common sense step that will further our energy transition and support the trucking industry as they shift to electric vehicles. Thank you for your time, and we urge you to vote yes on Senate Bill 501.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mason. Do have one question so far, Representative Roth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And this question's actually you, Mr. Chair. Didn't we have something like this last term? Do you remember?
I know this has been a subject that we've been
Yeah.
talking about for quite some time. I don't recall if we did take it up in committee, but I think it might have just been out there.
It could have been just.
We were just aware of it.
Is 8,200 or 82,000? Sorry, enough? Because if I remember right, some of the conversation was around 8,500.
Yeah,
85,000 again.
I
You know,
think
little zero.
there's been some debate on how far we should go. I think 82,000 was the number we landed on, just to be in line with the federal standard, and also with the same standard for natural gas powered vehicles. So, there's a pluses and minuses, but we're trying to consider the onus on weight limits as well.
Yeah, if we're going with what the Fed level is, I say codify it, no problem. But just trying to throw that one out there. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Next up, Representative Kuntz.
I like the bill. I support the bill. My question is, can we do this in one? I'm assuming LSB has signed off on it. If we're changing both the gross vehicle weight, the GVW, and the axle weight, wouldn't that require two bills?
I believe there was a technical question on this, and the department was getting back to us, but we worked closely with them, and I think they were confident that we could do it in one bill. But I would defer to the department, or I can get back to you in writing, too.
I'm trying to refer to the department, but he's ignoring me. We'll ask him to come up shortly.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, any other questions from committee members? Okay, I think, Mr. Mason, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have Chase Antancio. Anywhere near, was it close? Okay. Is in support of the bill and does wish to speak to the bill Chase is from Clean Fuels, Michigan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee, for the opportunity to testify in support of Senate Bill 501 today, and thank you to Senator Camilleri for his leadership on this issue. My name is Chase Atanasio. I'm a policy analyst with Clean Fuels Michigan. We're a nonprofit trade association working with industry participants across the state, working to grow and support the growth of the clean mobility sector here in Michigan. I offer our support today for Senate Bill 501, which will create a 2,000-pound weight extension for the maximum weight limit of electric semi-trucks. As Jonathan mentioned, this extension is already permitted for semis using liquefied natural gas as a transportation fuel and is already permitted for electric semi-trucks at the federal level. Electric semis are a new and growing technology that have significant potential to increase the efficiency of freight transportation in Michigan. They are also an important aspect of ensuring that Michigan achieves its goals for transportation decarbonization as outlined in the My Healthy Climate Plan. Freight's a really powerful economic driver here in Michigan. Michigan is home to 2 of the 3 most popular border crossings for trucking freight. According to the most recent statewide data from MDOT, more than 530 million tons of freight travel through the state, worth approximately $796 billion. 74% of all that freight tonnage is carried by truck, making it the most prevalent method for freight transportation in the state. As Michigan strives to reduce the transportation sector's carbon footprint, heavy-duty freight vehicles play a critical role. This segment of transportation is responsible for the largest portion of greenhouse gas emissions in the state, despite only making up a fraction of vehicles on the road. Policies like SB 501, which facilitate the adoption of electric or other low or no emission transportation alternatives, not only contribute to environmental sustainability and better public health outcomes, but also hold the potential to boost Michigan's economic growth. The weight exemption provided in this bill is necessary because electric semi-trucks are typically heavier than their traditional counterparts, the bulk of this weight differential coming from the weight of the battery itself, which is conventional than a traditional diesel engine. These batteries are essential to provide the range necessary for long-haul transportation, a critical requirement for the viability of electric semis as an alternative to diesel engines. By providing this modest weight exemption to compensate for the heavier powertrain component, SB 501 will ensure that electric semi-trucks are a viable alternative for heavy-duty fleet operators here in Michigan. Updating the Michigan Vehicle Code to allow for this weight exemption is not just a convenience, but a necessity to enable widespread enablement of electric semi-trucks in the state. Thank you for the opportunity to testify today, and I'm happy to take questions if there are any.
Any questions? Doesn't seem like we have any questions for you, Chase. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Hagan, I see that you are do not wish to speak, but you do support the bill. Mr. Hagan's from MDOT, and I think we did have a question from one of the committee members. Would you mind? I'll compel you to come up. So did you want to ask your question again, Representative Kuntz?
Thank you for volunteering to come up like that. I really appreciate it.
Welcome, Representative.
My question is, do we need 2 bills? We're changing the GVW and the axle weight, and those are different standards.
I will answer that question this way, Representative. When we provided the exception for the 2,000 pounds for natural gas, we did it in this exact same way, but this question has been posed to us, so we are going back and doing our due diligence. We'll work with the sponsor and LSB to make sure we did it that it is correct, but we have precedent does follow that we've done it this way in the past.
And if MSP is doing the enforcement on it, if they accept it, then we're fine. That was more of a technical. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So it sounds like potentially we could see another bill that goes along with it. So, okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you, Troy. Appreciate it. All right, I have some other cards to read in. We're moving right along here. Jill Sokaz, I'm sorry, I'm totally mispronouncing your name, from the Michigan Trucking Association, does not wish to speak, supports the bill. Ross Gavin from the Michigan Environmental Council does not wish to speak, supports the bill. Ed Rivette from the Michigan Conservative Energy Forum does not wish to speak, supports the bill. Nick Achapinti from the Michigan League of Conservation Voters does not wish to speak, supports the bill. Amy Drum from the Michigan Retailers Association does not wish to speak, supports the bill. Kirsty Seeloff from the Electrification Coalition does not wish to speak, supports the bill. Michael Tardif from the Michigan Teamsters Joint Council 43 does not wish to speak, supports the bill. Steve Nadel, sorry if I mispronounced that, from the American Council for an Energy Efficient Economy does not wish to speak, supports the bill. Patricia Hain from the Truck and Engineering Manufacturers Association, or EMA, does not wish to speak, supports the bill. And Patricia, you have beautiful handwriting. Owen Morgan from Navistar Incorporated does not wish to speak, supports the bill. And Justin Carpenter from the Michigan EIBC does not wish to speak, supports the bill. We have no absent members today, so I need a. I'm sorry. There being no further business before the committee will stand adjourned.